Hey guys, how are you? Good morning. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but there's some things that I do want to address, and it does relate to a message God gave me on Friday, okay? So he gave me this message on Friday, and he literally said to me, don't say anything until Monday. And I said, okay, there's a reason why he said that. It's just, God's very like strategic. So he said, take the weekend off. And he said, don't say anything till Monday. And I said, okay. And today I'm supposed to say something, but he already gave me the messages on Friday. You know what I mean? So Friday, I left a video saying if you think before you speak, think before you type, or you'll get blocked, right? He gave me additional details as to what's been going on and stuff like that, and he also let me know that it's definitely a form of warfare as to why a lot of things happen, but he also gave me additional details. Okay, so listen, what he was basically saying is that many of us, we are also fighting a spirit of rejection, and we are also fighting a spirit of rejection. He said a spirit of falsely accused, okay, which means that a lot of the times we are falsely accused of things as children of God, just like Christ was falsely accused. So some of the prophets were falsely accused. A lot of the times we are falsely accused, which is why he says that when it comes to us, he holds us to a specific standard, okay, as in we know better than to participate in specific things because we are aware of the spiritual battles behind it. We are aware that we are not battling against flesh, but we're battling against spirit. Do you get what I'm saying? And because we're aware of that, he has specific expectations from us as children of God. And it's not to say that we have to be perfect, no, but you have to understand too that, sometimes the devil can use someone if they already have a hardened heart against you. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not that this person, was just used and targeted and they went from loving you to all of a sudden hating you. That happens sometimes too. But most of the time, the devil's going to target someone who already has a hardened heart towards you. So it's not 100% that, they were just going through warfare. No, that's a part of it. But they were used from the devil because of their hardened heart. Okay, so where I'm going with this, okay? So I'm going to start with, he wants me to be 100% honest. And he told me on Friday, he said, write everything down. And he also said to me, be brave. Okay. And the reason why he's saying be brave is because he is saying me speaking up, as he was talking to us last week about speaking up, getting things off of our chest and really just being honest with people and really just not being afraid to stick up for ourselves. That's one thing God has been teaching me for the last month. He's been teaching me how to stick up for myself. And that's why I said, guys, when God says to speak, it's time to speak. When he says be still, be still. But if he's saying to speak, he's saying to speak for a reason. As he told me all this, I was like, God, I don't know if I can talk. I don't want to talk about this again. Like, I really don't want to bring this up. And he said, you have to, because you have to give people examples as to how they can be used by the devil. And you have to give people examples as to what could be going on. And you have to use your life. You have to use what you've endured or what you're experiencing in order for people to see your perspective of things. And I said, you know what? You're right. He said, it's time to stick up for yourself and it's time to stand up for yourself. And you've been doing it already on the live, and you have to help others have that same courage to do that as well. Because when they see you doing it, they're going to be encouraged to do it too. And I said, you know what, God, you're right. And then he said, trust me. Okay, so I'm laying down. He said, trust me. And I got emotional when he said, trust me, because it's like, I don't feel like it's fair that God has to ask me to trust him. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, this is the kings of all kings. Like, so I'm like, Holy Spirit, like, I feel bad that you even have to address to me to ask me to trust you on something. I'm not gonna lie, I felt really bad. And not because I was convicted, because he never convicted me for that, but because I felt like he shouldn't have to ask me to trust him. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you're God. Like, you don't have to ask me to trust you, So I'm going to be honest, like, it started off with, because he told me to be honest, he started off with, like, during the day on Friday, as you guys know, if you guys have been here for a while, I'm very up and down with my channel. Sometimes I'll use the professional camera like I'm doing right now, the professional camera, and I'll be in my little setting. And then sometimes I'll be in the car, and then sometimes I'll be doing videos while I'm at the grocery store in the parking lot, while I'm at the school in the parking lot and stuff. And it's kind of like I said to you guys on Monday in that video, you are not wrong. It's like God was warning me in the morning that was going to happen. That's why I put it out. He let me know that someone was not wrong in a situation. He told me to put the message out, but he told me to put it out before this stuff took place. So it's kind of like God already called it, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like later on in the day, it's like somebody specifically said something, accused me of doing something I didn't do, and basically said that I was trying to copy someone because of my videos were changing. Basically, they were saying my videos were changing in duration time and I guess quality, and I was posting more than one video at a time. That's why I'm copying someone. And instead of them asking me, they accused me of doing it, and then they tried to clean it up after, right? So I did take offense to this because what if you guys have been hearing me for a while, you'll notice I'm up and down my videos. I can't specifically say to you, I can't specifically put out a 1 minute, and I know you guys are going to say you don't have to explain yourself, but let me tell you something. God told me to speak up. He told me to speak up, and he told me to trust him and to listen to him. And I have to show you guys, I'm trying to show you guys how rumors get started, how toxicity gets started, how seeds can be planted, and how it can grow into a toxic tree, and how it can cause others to jump on board, and how it can cause trauma in people's lives, how it can cause a lot of drama. I'm trying to show you guys how little seeds that are planted can grow in this sense, okay, and how the devil can really use people, okay? So yeah, so sometimes I'm not gonna put out a video that's, if I get a message from God and it's 1 minute, I'm not gonna drag it out to 20 minutes. You get what I'm saying? If it's a 2-minute message, I'm not gonna drag it out to 20 minutes. If it's a 20-minute message, I'll drag it out to 20 minutes. Do you get what I'm saying? Depends on the message, the duration time of the video, okay? Also, I'm not gonna post a video if God doesn't give me a message to post. So if he gives me 10 messages, best believe I'm gonna post 10 videos. The only time I won't post 10 videos is if like I forget some of the messages, which comes back to me later on. You get what I'm saying? So some days you're gonna see like 3 videos back to back, 4 videos back to back, 5 videos back to back, 10 videos back to back. It may be 10 videos today because he flooded me with messages over the weekend, okay? So it really depends on what God tells me to do, right? And if you guys go back on my timeline, you will see from the beginning, right, that I have different durations of videos. Sometimes it's 1 minute, sometimes it's 2 minutes, sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's 6 minutes, sometimes it's 20 minutes, sometimes it's 40 minutes. And you'll see back to back, I've been using my professional camera and I use my phone sometimes. I go back and forth. For those that's been with me, they know I go back and forth. This is originally me. I've been doing this, okay? So this person tried to accuse me and then clean it up, right? And I didn't block the person at the time. When I went to go block her, she actually deleted her comment. So I didn't get to block her at the time. And I'm like, maybe I didn't get to block her for a reason. Let me talk to God about it. And I was talking to God about it that night, and this is when he told me to be brave and to bring it up. And he showed me something relating to this person, and I'm not going to go into full details, but he definitely showed me her running through the hospital, and he showed me that she went through some sort of trauma, and he was not making excuses for her, but he was basically saying that she still has a lot of unhealed scars and she's still kind of hurt. So sometimes she kind of takes it out on other people. And I totally understand that. That's what God was showing to me. And I'm like, I totally understand that, God. But then he also mentioned that she purposely wrote that in the comment because she wanted me to look bad. Okay, she was trying to make me look bad. And then when she caught herself doing it, she ended up going back and deleting it, right? So it just shows you that some people, they will literally purposely write things just to make people look bad. And I'm going to be honest with you, when it's like, that's how a seed is planted. And that's how drama is started. Because someone can write something like that in the comment section. Nobody would be thinking that. And then as soon as they see that comment, then they start actually thinking that's probably true. Like, oh my God, that's true. Maybe, without actually doing their research. And then everyone's jumping onto that comment. Everyone's liking it. Everyone's starting to believe it. That's how drama is started. Do you get what I'm saying? So after he showed me that and he said she purposely did that to make me look bad, I'm like, okay, now I can't trust her. So now do I have to block her? He told me, yeah, block her. So then I went into a dream. Right after he gave me that revelation, I went straight into a dream, right? And as I went into a dream, I'm going to be honest what the dream was about. So basically in this dream, I was at this party. I went to this event, this party. I was at someone's house. And I had this rings on my hand. I had this bracelet on my hand, right? And for some reason, I was standing next to someone's it's like I forget what it's like a shelf. They had like books and stuff on the shelf. And I took my rings off and I took my bracelet off. and I put it on the shelf. I don't know why I did that. Don't ask me why I did it. I just took it off, put it on the shelf. I think I was doing something with my hands. I didn't want to get the ring dirty and the bracelet dirty, so I took it off. I think I was helping out at the party. Yeah, I was helping out. And I didn't want to get my rings dirty, so I took them off, put them on the shelf. Anyways, I came back to the shelf, picked up the rings, put them back on my hand, and put the bracelet back on my hand, right? There was a specific male that saw me do that. They saw me come back and put the rings and the bracelet on my hand. And as they put the ring and the bracelet on my hand, this guy came to me and said, oh, you're stealing some from someone's home. You're taking their ring and their bracelet. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, are you serious? What are you talking about? And after he accused me of doing that, you know what he did? He went around to the party, started whispering in people's ears, trying to tell people I'm a thief, right? And how I was stealing stuff. So I didn't stick up for myself at that time in the dream. What I ended up doing was I actually felt offended and I was really hurt, right? And because of that moment, I felt like isolated from the party. Everyone was looking at me like I was some type of thief, right? So I felt isolated from the party because everyone's looking at me like I'm a thief. And I'm like, okay, I don't even want to engage with anybody anymore. Like, I'm kind of turned off at this point. How many of you guys have been in a situation where you were someone embarrassed you to the point where now you want to go sit somewhere for the remainder of the event because you don't want to be around people? That's what happened to me. So I went and I sat on the chair. And when I went and sat on the chair, I sat on a chair and I was feeling sad. And I did it to kind of like remove myself from everybody because I'm like, now everybody's falsely accusing me of stealing when these are my rings and my bracelet. And I could have went and told people the truth, but I didn't end up doing it. I could have said, hey guys, this person lied on me. But for some reason, the dream, I didn't do it. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna get to where I'm getting to after that. Okay. I didn't do it. I ended up just sitting down, just kind of sulking inside the sadness, and kind of just took the backlash from people, right? And this woman came up to me and she sat next to me, started talking to me, and then the guy came that falsely accused me, and he's like, "Why are you talking to her? She's a snake. She steals." Da, 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 da. And I just looked at him, and then I woke up from the dream, right? And then when I woke up from the dream, God literally was speaking to me right after I woke up, and he was saying, "Do you see how, you know, you sat there and let someone accuse you and didn't stick up for yourself?" And I'm like, yeah. And he said, do you see how you tried to adjust their actions? You tried to validate their actions. Like maybe maybe they're going through a bad day, maybe da, 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, you get what I'm saying? So he's like, this is what's been happening your whole childhood. This is what's been happening your whole life. And I actually started thinking about it, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, this is so true. And then he said, it's not just you. He said, it's a lot of people that follow you. This is what happens. People will sit there and purposely plant a seed. They'll purposely try to falsely accuse you and to make you look bad. And some of these people, yes, they're going through their own trauma. They're hurt. Do you get what I'm saying? And sometimes they want to take it out on you. The devil, it's easy for the devil to use that because they have not been healed, okay? Because they already have a hardened heart towards you. So if they already felt some type of way towards you, then they have not healed. And then he brought it back to the message he gave me before I went to bed. And he basically said, it's the same concept with that person that wrote that comment. He said this person was looking for something to get upset about, and they never found anything to get upset about. So they ran with this. The first thing they could find, they ran with it. Right? And when they realized that I posted a video out early in the morning confirming it before they actually did it, that's why they deleted the comment, okay? It's they realized they caught themselves and they're like, oh wow, like I shouldn't have did that. You know what I mean? So he was basically saying that this is a spirit that they do to the anointed people. This is why a lot of the anointed are rejected. This is why a lot of the anointed are falsely accused, right? And he literally showed me that dream to show me how I literally just sit there and allow people to accuse me. And it's not that I purposely do it. God says, when I tell you to be still, you're still. But how many times have I told you to actually speak and you never spoke? And I'm like, you know what, God, you're so right. You get what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Most of the times, even when God tells us to speak, because we are so accustomed to just sitting back and just taking the punches, we as individuals, we choose to do it. We choose to do it, which is why I stood up for myself, which is why people say, hey, don't explain yourself. If God says not to explain myself, I won't explain myself. But if he says to talk about it, to kind of use it as a learning example for all of us, then I'm going to talk about it because it's the truth. A lot of times we go through this stuff, we don't stick up for ourselves, and we just become the punching bag. And people start feeling like they can come and talk to us any type of way they want to talk to us, and we're just going to sit there and take it. You get what I'm saying? So he wanted me to show you guys that this is what a lot of you guys have also been going through. And he gave me a scripture, which I'm going to actually read to you just now, okay? But I'm going to mention this. This is how seeds are planted. You know what I mean? And I want to tell you guys as the content creator, but also want to tell you guys, because you guys are viewers, I want you guys to understand, like use this, you know, lesson not just for YouTube, but in general, like when you go to Instagram or when you go to someone else's page or whatever, you know, be cautious of the things that you're saying and the things that you're typing, because most of the times we don't know people. Like, you guys don't know what I'm doing behind the scenes. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it's so easy for someone to see something and to accuse, right? And he told me to give y'all examples, and I'm going to. I'm not going to hold back. Like, I have a YouTube award on my wall, and I had this award before I even before I even switched my channel to Prophetic channel. I had this award, right? But there was someone that came and saw it and got triggered and literally told me that I should not show anybody it and I should take it off because people are going to think I'm only doing this for gain. And God literally told me, no, that's what he thinks. That's not what people think. That's what he thinks. And I'm like, God, why can't I show something that I'm proud of? Why can't I have it on my wall? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, how can someone tell me to take an award off my wall because it's going to trigger people? Because, do you get what I'm saying? I'm like, how is that? When I've had this award before I even started my Prophetic channel, so I'm not going to just take it off because they told me to. Do you get what I'm saying? And let's keep it real. This whole setting, this background setting was actually meant for my makeup channel. It wasn't meant for my Prophetic channel, but I started using it because I wanted to give you guys quality content as well. I didn't feel like it's only fair to give you guys card videos and stuff. I wanted you guys to get quality too. You get what I'm saying? So God was like, nope. He literally told me, block that person. That's how he felt triggered. He felt triggered. That's why he said that. He said, block the person. I said, okay, right? But it's like little comments like that will start planting seeds. These are people that have negative mindsets and have negative hearts. And then when they plant this type of stuff, they're not just doing it because they want to show some type of constructive criticism. No, most of the time people talk like that is because they want to make me look bad. Okay, they want people to see it and start thinking the same thing and start agreeing with it. And what will happen is they will also attract a lot of hardened hearts. That comment will attract a lot of hardened hearts because everyone's going to try to find a reason to validate why they don't like this person, or why they're jealous of this person, or why they feel triggered by seeing something. And they don't want to believe that it's something that they have to work on. So they're going to like that comment and jump on that bandwagon, right? Another comment. I look down at my monitor. See how I'm looking down right now? I'm looking at the computer. The computer, when I film on the camera, the computer is showing exactly how I'm filming. I can see the lighting. I can see the angle. I can see everything. That's how I set up. Because I do film, I do makeup videos. That's how I set everything up, right? So when I look down like this, I'm looking at the monitor. Sometimes when I look down like this, I'm looking at the actual bar of my computer, okay? Or I'm looking at my mouse and stuff, right? So there was a comment where someone came in and said, you're reading tarot cards because you're always looking down, right? Again, accusations. I understand the past that I did that. You get what I'm saying? But everybody knows my story on this channel. Everyone knows my testimony on this channel. So for someone to come in and write something like that, again, that's planting a negative seed. People don't understand how much damage just speaking freely, you know what I mean, can cause to someone's life. Do you get what I'm saying? You can literally say something like that, and it's your assumptions, and you're speaking it out there. You get what I'm saying? You're putting it in a comment section. But then there's people who are actually going to start believing that because they don't have discernment, and they're going to start. That's how drama starts. Before you know it, someone's going to say, oh my God, I suspected that she was doing that. I'm going to make a video about her, or I'm going to do this and do this. And that's how drama starts. That's how rumors start. And I'm sorry to say, but as children of God, we got to do better. Like, seriously, we got to do better. Like, because I'm going to keep it real, okay? Yes, I was a new age in the past, but I'm going to be straight up honest with you. Yes, I get a lot more support and love, you know, with the types of viewers I have now. But at the same time, I see a lot more gaslighting in the comment section than I did with the new age. And I'm like, wow, we're supposed to be children of God, and this is what's happening. You get what I'm saying? Like, someone's going to blame me for someone else doing magic on me. Do you get what it's like, this is ridiculous. You see what I mean? So it's kind of like, whoa. It's like I'm sitting here telling my testimony, and then someone's coming in and saying, oh, the reason why your mom put a curse on you and did witchcraft on you is because you had doors open with new age. When I've been said a long time ago that before I even went into New Age, this was happening to me. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's like people just come and they make assumptions and they write these comments to try to bring themselves traffic or to try to bring themselves attention, and then they try to clean it up. And here, let me tell you something. This is why God wants me to explain this to you guys, because listen, I have spiritual eyes. God gifted me with spiritual eyes, okay? When I see things, I don't see things from the physical. I don't. I can see visions with my eyes open. I can see visions with my eyes closed, and I can hear the Lord. I have the gift to see, and I have the gift to hear, and I have the gift to dream and interpret dreams. I have a lot of gifts from God that it's really hard for me to even handle, okay? And I can look at something, look at someone, and I can literally read right through them. Do you get what I'm saying? And then most of the times I won't judge or assume. I still go back and ask God for confirmation. And every time I try to gaslight myself and say, maybe you're tripping stuff, they never meant it that way. Or I try to find some validation for why they said what they said or why they did what they did. The Lord always comes in and confirms my original thoughts, my original feelings, and lets me know, no, you were right the first time. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's like, I can see this stuff. And what people don't understand is God shows it to me. God talks to me. So people think they can just come in and say what they want, and they think God is not going to tell me. They think God is not going to, confirm it to me. And it's like, after all that happened, I put that video out. What bothered me is seeing the amount of people that came and that reached out to me and apologized to me that weren't even blocked. That I didn't even see they did anything wrong. And I'm like, why are you apologizing? You didn't even do anything wrong. Like I said, if you're not blocked, you didn't do anything wrong. You get what I'm saying? If you did something wrong, you would have been blocked. You know what I mean? But it was sad to see how many people that weren't blocked apologize to me for something they didn't even do. Yet there's people that were blocked that literally kept their pride back, and they still watch my videos and just don't want to take responsibility, right? So God was showing me that too, So what he was saying is, it's not just me that's going through this. It's a lot of people that are going through this. A lot of his anointed are going through this. We're literally always falsely accused. And here's what God is saying with the whole situation. Because we are aware of this stuff, we can't be going around doing the same thing. You see what I'm saying? I understand warfare, but what God is saying is, because we are aware of warfare, this is why we have to be 10 steps ahead, and this is why we should know better when it comes to doing stuff like this. This is how seeds are planted, rumors are planted. Like, we have to do better, he was saying, okay? So for some of you guys, I'm pretty sure this has been happening to your whole life, and God is saying that, listen, I'm not going to say God is saying to you if he hasn't told you, but for those who this resonates with, if God told you to speak, he's telling you to speak. Because he's saying it's time that we stick up for ourselves and we stop sitting there and being someone's punching bag. You get what I'm saying? Because people will literally sit there and try to purposely make you look bad. He gave me Daniel 6, verse 4 and 5. And then he gave it to me Friday night. And I read the book of Daniel, but I didn't really notice this. And then when I look back at all the other messages he was giving to me, it related to this as well, right? So Daniel 4 says, at this, the administrators and the satraps tried to find grounds for charges against Daniel in his conduct of government affairs, but they were unable to do so. So they could find no corruption in him, because he was trustworthy and neither corrupt nor negligent. Number 5, then these men said, we shall not find any ground for complaint against this Daniel unless we find it connection to the law of his God. So they couldn't find nothing to complain about when it came to Daniel. So they had to look for something. They looked for something, and they used his relationship with God as a way to use that to complain and to falsely accuse him. And that's what God was showing me. God was showing me, like he was saying, just like what they did to Daniel, that's what they were doing to you, and that's what they were doing to many others. They can't find stuff to falsely accuse you for, so then they start looking, and they'll look for the littlest things, and then what they do is they try to plant a seed with that little thing. They tried to plant a seed, and they end up getting Daniel killed, destroying Daniel's life. That's what they tried to do, and it didn't work, right? And it's the same concept with you guys. They will literally try to find a seed, plant that seed, and try to destroy it, okay? Yes, what else thinking about my monitor? He just reminded me. I looked down at my monitor. Someone left that comment about, oh, you're still reading Tarot. I looked down on my monitor because I have an R6. Those who have an R6, a Canon R6, understand that this camera, yes, it's high quality and it's 4K and all that, but at the same time, it overheats when you're using it in 4K. right? And when it overheats, it's because the room is hot, and my room is hot right now. I have umbrella lights that push heat out on the camera, which heats it up. And because of that, also, what happens is there's a red line that comes on my computer that says your camera is too hot. And then what will happen is it would automatically stop recording. Okay, it would automatically stop recording. And then what happens is when that hot, if I don't keep looking at it, you know, whether I look that way or that way to see if it's still recording, what ends up happening is I will be talking, and the whole time I'm talking, I won't even look at the camera. I won't even notice that the camera has stopped recording. So God wants me to really show you guys how something behind the scenes can be twisted, and a small negative seed can be planted just based on that. You get what I'm saying? And I always say to people, like, you know, if you really have an issue, why not reach out to me directly? Why write your assumption in the comment section? It's obviously for attention. It's obviously because you want to build yourself up. That's what it is. You get what I'm saying? It's like you want to make people look bad. And I see right through you. I do. Okay, listen. The Holy Spirit, whoo, the Holy Spirit. Let me tell you something, okay? Anyways, that's what people will be doing. The same thing with downloads. They will look for something to point fingers at you for. When they can't find nothing, they'll use something related to God to point your fingers at. And that's why when that person said that, oh, you're switching your channel up, or you're doing too many videos, or you're copying this person because your videos are not long in length anymore, yada yada yada. They tried using something that I'm doing related to God to try to twist it and make me look bad when I've been doing this from day one. I go back and forth, and my durations are always up and down, right? So I'm saying this to say, guys, be careful when you think, and you know what you think, what you assume, and what you speak, because the devil could be using you. And many of you guys that are going through this, yes, speak up for yourself. Don't be afraid to speak up. 2020, something like this happened to me in the email, where someone sent me an email. Okay, and God told me not to help them because he saw right through this person. And I'm like, okay, so I didn't help this person when they asked me for help. And then back then, I was always answering emails. I was always trying to help people. I was always trying to be there for people. And then because I didn't help this person flipped. 2 days later, this person goes and makes a video about me. And this is when I switched my channel from New Age, and I switched it over, and because God told me to. And there was already people upset at me. There was already people mad at me, right? Because I switched from New Age, right? And because everyone was already upset at me, when this person made a video, I watched a lot of people that I literally helped, went out of my way and helped in through emails, through messages, you know, phone calls, whatever I did. I saw a lot of these people that used to say, I love you, Stab. I got your back. You know, I'm here for you. I really, really love your videos. They're really helping me. I saw a lot of these people switch on me and run over to that person who planted a negative seed with a video and built her subscription count off of trashing my name. You see what I'm saying? And I had to watch and endure all that. And I watched that happen, right? And even though I didn't watch the video, because God said don't watch the video, I pressed pause on the video. And when I went to the comment section, it was a lot of people there that I actually went out of my way to help that were trashing me in the comment section, saying, I always knew this was wrong about her. I knew she was fake. I knew she was this. I knew she was that. I had that dream too. Lying on me, literally lying on me. Right? And these are people that I literally went out of my way and emailed to help them, spent time out of my day to help them. And these were the people trashing me, right? So now that my channel has switched and God has been blessing me, I'm not going to lie. I see some of the same people in the comment section saying how much they love me and all of that stuff. And I'm not going to lie. It does hurt. It does hurt because it's kind of like, whoa, you were just talking badly about me, but you're here, and I forgive them. But you guys have to understand that I'm a human being too. Okay, someone falsely accused me. Everybody ran to go believe a false accuse, right? And then now that everything is back to normal and God is blessing me, everyone's running back because they see the truth now. But not one person said, you know what, Steph, my bad for accusing you. My bad for I'm sorry. You know, everyone just came back like nothing even happened. And they're in the comment section, I love you, Steph. I love you, Steph, after literally trashing me 2 years ago. You have to understand that I'm a human being too. And I see stuff like that. I notice stuff like that. And God says, forgive them. And I do. But I'm a human being too. And when I see stuff like that, of course I'm going to have a wall up. And this is why, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm trying to show you guys how a seed can be planted, a negative seed can be planted, and how that can alone can cause a lot of damage to someone's platform, a lot of damage to someone's name, a lot of trauma in someone's life. Because when that happened, I was receiving death threats from people. When that whole accusation thing happened, people were emailing me with death threats and calling me names and all of that stuff, and that alone was traumatic. So for those asking me why I don't respond to questions, I don't respond to DMs, I don't respond to emails. When you guys email me, I don't respond because I've experienced something where I have responded to people, and I have went on my way to help a lot of people through that way, and it got thrown back in my face. Now, I'm not saying that a lot of you guys are like that. No, what I'm saying is after that situation that has happened, God has been really strict with me on who I respond to, who I talk to, and who I help, etc. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's to the point where I have to reiterate everything with God, even down to a comment. If I see a comment and someone's asking me a question and I want to respond to the comment, I have to ask God first, like, should I respond to that? And I'll feel the nudge of the Holy Spirit saying, yes, respond to that. It's not that I'm trying to pick comments out, who I can respond to, who I don't respond to. If I don't feel pushed from the Holy Spirit to say anything, I'm not going to say anything. And the reason I'm even saying this now is because people were falsely accusing me and be like, oh, well, you're not responding to my comments and you're this, you're that. And getting upset at me because I'm not responding to emails. Their emails relating to, you know what I mean? And what people don't understand is I'm a human being. After I do videos for you guys, I have priorities. I have children. Okay, I have coaching calls, I have other things that I'm doing, and most of the times after I do videos for you guys, sometimes I'm drained. Okay, like I want to focus on my tasks now. Do you get what I'm saying? Or I got to focus on coaching calls now. So most of the times when I get emails, it's people asking me for help, and I totally get it, and wanting advice, I totally get it. But most of the times it's long emails and people venting to me, and it's kind of like everyone is pulling me from different directions. I'm being pulled from different directions. Every time I open an email, it's someone wanting advice or help on going through something. And it's kind of like, that's the only time people actually reach out to me. And I understand that because I'm very knowledgeable in specific areas when it comes to warfare. But people don't understand that my life is already hectic too. Sometimes I'm going through warfare too. Sometimes I just don't want to be bothered with people. Sometimes I want to be left alone. Sometimes I'm doing coaching calls all day. So I don't want to go and read emails right after doing coaching calls because it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of drainage. It's really intense sometimes, right? And like I said, I'll read emails, but I won't respond to a lot of emails because God specifically told me not to. Okay, he said, if there's someone that you have to give a message out to, I will give you the person's information, name, you get what I'm saying? Or I'll give it to you to put out on YouTube to answer their question. So most of the time when someone has a question for me, a video will come out the next day confirming their question because they've asked God and God has given the prophecy to me and I put it out. Do you see what I'm saying? But people get upset because I don't answer emails, but they don't understand what I had to endure in 2020, and they don't understand that did cause a little bit of trauma, that did hurt me. So I don't know. Of course, I'm not gonna be as open with everybody like I used to be in the emails, the DMs. I'm not going to unless God pushes me to, because I have to now have boundaries because of what happened. You see, because I see people in the comment sections all the time saying how much they love me, and then next week they're throwing shade at me. Next week they're saying negative things about me, and then the next week after they say they love me again. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And I can't handle that. Like, I don't know if you guys understand. I can't handle. Let's keep it real. I can't handle fake people. I don't like fakeness. I don't like when people accuse someone of something and then switch up and then come back and then there's no apology, there's nothing. Because one thing about me is I take accountability for my actions. This is why I'm a loner, because it's always been the same thing, right? And God has been showing me and saying to me, do not do something unless you confirm with me first. So this is why I don't answer emails for those asking. I don't answer emails like that. I don't answer questions like that. This is why. If you have a question, pray about it. Ask God to give me the message to deliver to you. Or I'll answer a question on a live. If I go on a live and I have time, I'll answer questions on a live, But I won't go out of my way to respond to people individually in emails because of what I've experienced in the past. Let's keep it real, okay? And if, like I said, if God says not to do it, I'm not going to disobey God and do it. You get what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that emailed me and I would want to respond, and God would literally show me that night, don't do it. And I'm like, why, God? He's like, don't do it. And then a week later, I get a rude email from the person mad at me because I didn't respond. God's like, see why I told you not to do it? This is how they really felt. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like people have to understand that, you know, when it comes to a content creator, yes, there's boundaries. There's boundaries. Okay. Like I'm not entitled to always giving away myself and my energy to people. Like I go through, I have to take time for myself too. And I go through moments where I don't want to be bothered by anyone, you know, because I go through a lot and there's a lot that I'm battling behind the scenes. You know what I mean? That people don't understand, you know, and they're not going to understand. So when I see people doing these low key stuff and low key shade and all that stuff, it's frustrating because it's like you don't even know how hard my battles are behind the scene, and you're trying to create a whole new seed. You're trying to plant a whole new seed because you feel some type of way because I didn't respond to you, or you feel some type of way because maybe I have a new camera set up. Whatever your feelings are. You get what I'm saying? So I just wanted to talk to you guys about that because God is saying like it's something that we're all battling, and this is why a lot of his anointed are lonely. A lot of his anointed, he has isolated us because see, my camera's getting hot now. He has isolated us. This is why he has isolated us, because he's really just trying to get us to focus on him, focus on our mission. There's too many distractions out there. And I just want to tell you guys, like, be considerate of someone else's energy. Be considerate before you comment and say certain things, or before you make accusations. Be considerate and say to yourself, you know what, because I don't know 100% sure if this is true, let me go pray about it. Most of you guys think that way anyways. I notice it's majority of people that just purposely want to make me look bad will do stuff like that, right? We'll put stuff out there. But he just wanted me to tell you guys, like, this is normal, what we're going through, because Daniel had to go through it too. And he was telling me that on Friday. And he wanted me to really speak up for myself. And he's also saying to many of you guys that if you're going through stuff like this, be brave and speak up, and don't be afraid to speak up, okay? Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Being a child of God does not mean you have to be walked all over. You get what people think because I'm a child of God and I'm nice, they can walk all over me. And that's not true. That is not true. Okay. So he wants us all to just be brave and to stand up for ourselves. And yeah, love you guys. I will talk to you soon. I have a bunch of videos, so you may see me flooding your timeline today. I may do some in the car. I may do some on camera. Okay. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.